I am Mia Saifur Rahman. People's Republic of China. When we say China is pride of the world and wonder of the world. Why I call it a wonder of the world? The wonder of the world is that it has done wonders, through actions, through good strategies, through shared prosperity vision, and by working hard and under a coordinated policy and achieving targets on a fast track and bringing about 700 million people out of poverty, above the poverty line. And why I call it pride? Because China is a pride of the world, because it has propagated concepts like shared prosperity, win-win cooperation, and non-intervention. So I think these are the principles that the world must follow for peaceful coexistence, for the lasting peace. It is my good luck that I am present here at the Chinese consulate, Lahore. And I am interviewing, I have requested Excellency Mr. Chow She-ren, the Consul General of China at Lahore, who heads the Consul General Office for the whole of Punjab. Welcome, Excellency. Thank you very much for giving time to the South Asia Global TV. Well, Excellency, I have a number of questions to ask you. Thank you very much for sparing the time. So I have myself visited China 5 times and seen that on every occasion, China has stepped far ahead of the past. Lot of development, there were ecological problems, they were resolved, and so many things. And above all, what inspires me a lot is your strategy of China's strategy of peaceful coexistence, non-intervention. So very recently, a conference was held in Beijing that was marking the 17th anniversary of the inception of 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. President Xi Jinping made a keynote address over there. So what message was conveyed, or what message was the Chinese government trying to send to the outside world? Your take, sir.
Thank you, Mia Saifur Rahman. Thank you for having me here. And yes, indeed, I fully agree with you that a few days ago, actually last month, China held a very important meeting or important conference in Beijing, marking the 70th anniversary of the inception of 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. That President Xi Jinping, during his keynote policy speech, he spoke volumes of the historical value and contribution of these 5 principles to China's foreign policy, as well as to the world, development of the world and the international community. And President Xi also emphasized a lot the evolving development of the 5 principles into the building of a community with a shared future for mankind, highlighting China's foreign policy goals of pursuing global peace, development, security, prosperity, and governance through dialogue, through cooperation. So by championing the 5 principles and the Global Development Initiative, Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative, we call it the 3 major global initiatives by China, plus the Global Initiative on Artificial Intelligence Governance.
Excellency, you were talking about Bandung Conference and later on these 5 principles that were laid down in 1954. So 1953 perhaps.
It was initially in 1953.
1953.
Then further there were in 1954 between the bilateral, protocol or joint communique among different, governments between China and India and between China and Myanmar. It was officially incorporated in the Bandung Conference. That was in 1955.
I see.
Right.
So those 5 principles have been finally reinforced by China. You say, particularly during this conference, the president of China, Mr. Xi Jinping, also made a keynote address. What were the key points that you would like to tell to our viewers?
Actually, the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence has been out there for 70 years. That is why China held a very important meeting or conference in Beijing to mark the inception of the 70th anniversary
70th.
of the inception of these 5 principles.
Principles.
Right. And these 5 principles still have very significant, contribution and lasting relevance for international relations, international law. And these 5 principles, by further incorporating into the grand notion or the noble notion of building a community with a shared future for mankind. That is the main theme and also the main topic for the incumbent, foreign policy of China, which means we are pursuing this foreign policy goal of building a community with a shared future for mankind, including Pakistan, means that very significant, important contribution and value for the Chinese government, for the Chinese nation, to have a lasting peace and universal, security and shared prosperity for the humankind.
No doubt. So, Excellency, it's just like a philosophy that is spreading throughout the world and the region now. People are buying this philosophy of peaceful coexistence because the world has seen a lot of interventions, occupations, wars and conflicts. So, China is spearheading this mission of peaceful coexistence, peace,
Right.
lasting peace. And somebody was telling me even those containment strategies of the past, they have been somehow thwarted by this peaceful coexistence initiative.
Yes, I fully agree with your points that peaceful coexistence, the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence was produced in the past by China, by some other Asian African countries for the mutual benefits, for the lasting peace, for the universal security of the world. And these 5 principles have been further developed into, as I said, the grand vision of a community with a shared future for mankind. This is really, for the benefits, for the interest of the global south and also the developing countries, which also means that this one is quite different and contributing to the containment, to the bloc politics, to the confrontational approach.
Those hegemonic designs.
Yeah, hegemonic design with very ulterior motives by some major powers, by some Western countries. And the substance of these 5 principles are quite rich. Basically, it involves like non-aggression,
non-aggression.
mutual non-aggression,
Mutual non-aggression.
and and mutual non-interference in each other's domestic or internal affairs, and equality and the mutual benefits, and also mutual respect for territorial integrity and national dignity, and win-win situation, and last but not the least, the peaceful coexistence.
No doubt.
Right.
So, Excellency, Belt and Road Initiative, I think that was also a sort of, you can say, an action plan for going ahead on this mission because of the connectivity and the goodwill that it develops among the nations of the region and of the continents. So that is also through connectivity, the shared prosperity and peaceful coexistence vision is also achieving its goals.
Yes.
Somehow.
Yes.
It is moving ahead.
Actually, Belt and Road Initiative, we call BRI,
BRI.
is very closely connected with the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. But peaceful coexistence is a kind of far cry to the Belt and Road Initiative. So I may say Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, is more closely connected with the notion of building a community with a shared future for mankind. So I may say that is a kind of a very natural product, not only of the five principles
Well,
of
Excellency,
peaceful coexistence.
I beg your pardon. We are going for a break and then we proceed again.
Okay.
So we are going for a break for a while and then we come back. You welcome back. We are seated here along with Excellency Mr. Chow Hie-ren, the Consul General of China at Lahore. And Excellency, you were talking about the five principles of peaceful coexistence and the initiatives underlying that and the message of President Xi Jinping. Over to you, sir.
Okay. By celebrating and sustaining the five principles and undertaking the building of a community with a shared future for mankind, China invests heavily in the future of global peace, security, and development. So I believe that a rising, strong, and prosperous China is a blessing to the world. And embarking on the path of peaceful development and modernization, China remains a major contributor to world peace, security, justice, and growth. China's approach towards Pakistan exemplifies commitments to non-aggression, as I said, non-interference. Our relations can be characterized by mutual respect, mutual benefits, and shared developments. China has consistently supported Pakistan on various bilateral and international platforms, neither imposing our policies nor interfering in Pakistan's domestic affairs.
No doubt.
So China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a prime example of how China has stood by Pakistan, how China stood by the five principles and jointly built with Pakistan a closer community with a shared future in the new era. So the five principles, the community of a shared future with mankind, and China's relationship with Pakistan are working and smoothly striving forward with each passing day for the better future and for the tangible benefits not only to China but also to Pakistan, to our two peoples.
No doubt.
I thank you.
Thank you very much. And Excellency, because whenever we talk about China-Pakistan economic cooperation, and at the same time we hear certain remarks, critical remarks from the Western people. Like I met Ambassador Donald Blum of United States here in Pakistan. During my one-on-one meeting with him, he said that he expressed certain reservations about CPEC. He said he used very with diplomatic finesse. He said, well, Mr. Rahman, it should be subjected to the same scrutiny like other international agreements. So it was something, perhaps he was trying to criticize it, but he couldn't criticize. So at the same time, the Western nations, when I'm talking about America, they have expressed concerns about China's industrial overcapacity and particularly China's tremendous progress in the electric vehicles, photovoltaic sector and battery sector. So your comments, sir, on that?
I believe actually, Mr. Rahman, you spoke very politely of the veiled, attack or veiled criticism by some, diplomats, by some Westerners concerning China-Pakistan economic corridor. Everybody knows, especially the people here in Pakistan, the benefits of CPEC, upon the Pakistan's socio-economic transformation and also the livelihood and the welfare of the people.
No doubt.
So CPEC, I may say, is a kind of joint venture. It's a kind of very, noble and worthy endeavor, not only taken by China, but also taken by our two governments, two nations, and two peoples, for the ultimate goal of mutual benefits. So CPEC is really in line with the five principles of peaceful coexistence
and shared prosperity.
That's right, shared, with shared prosperity. So I believe concerning the narrative or the arguments on China's, overcapacity on its new energy sector, I believe such concerns, or I may say blame or accusation, is fabricated and hyped with no solid evidence or proof to back it up at all. Because blaming China for new energy overcapacity is quite easy taken. It's kind of maneuver, or I may say attempt, that by some Western countries. It equals to a Chinese saying, which is very famous, calling a stag a horse.
Calling a
stag a horse, or calling white black.
Black.
Right? And such
So it's totally unjustified.
It's totally unjustified.
Totally unjustified.
With no reasoning or logic at all. And it not only misrepresents and distorts the true picture of China's new energy sector or industry. It also a kind of negative impact would be brought to the flow of products and also the supply chain of the new energy products, in the world. And this kind of attempt really, the true motive behind this kind of narrative or this kind of nefarious attempt is to curtail China from its energy transition and green development. And also, it will deal a very big blow to the joint efforts by international community to tackle the climate challenges. Climate challenge is very serious. It's becoming more prominent, a kind of existential threat. We can see from Pakistan back in 2022, the unprecedented flooding causing a kind of calamity, damage.
A lot of destruction.
Yeah, the destruction, damage, not only to the environmental benefits or welfare, but also to the people, to the property.
Yes,
right?
It was a collapse of the economy as well.
Yeah, that's right. So, China's new energy capacity is the need of the world. And also to say it's the need of the hour for energy transition and the green development. And it is estimated by International Energy Agency that by 2030, the global world need for this kind of new energy vehicles, new electrical vehicles, EVs, would be reaching the number or the amount of 45 million.
45 million?
That's right.
Would be required.
Would be required
by
2030. So it means it is 4.5 times of that of 2022. So at the moment, actually the issue, the problem, the challenge facing the world in energy transition and green development is not like the overcapacity. Actually, it's the undercapacity.
It's the undercapacity.
Right. It's kind of severe shortage of these new energy products to the world, to the global market. So China's green technology and the products, like the EV, like the battery, like the solar panel products. For photovoltaic products, mainly is for its domestic consumption, and on the same time, it's also try to make contribution to the global low carbon development and green transition. So definitely it's quite well known to the outside world. China enjoys a very booming new energy industry. And this industry is mainly driven by technology, by innovation. It seems that there would be no government subsidies supporting the development of this sector.
Government is giving no subsidies.
Government is not mainly driven by the government subsidies. It's not claimed by the Western
Excellency,
countries.
I beg your pardon, we are going for another break.
Okay.
Then we
All right.
resume here.
Okay.
When we are going for another break and then we resume very soon. Ji, welcome back. We have with us Excellency Mr. Chao Shiren, the Consul General of China at Lahore. Excellency, you were talking about those unjustified remarks and criticism coming from the Western countries about industrial overcapacity of China. And how can they do it? I mean, rather than being envy and vying that is a progress for the world that you say.
I believe it's not only like envy or kind of jealousy or whatever. I believe it's more than that.
You can say it a rivalry.
Yeah, it's
it's
a kind of strategic competition.
Strategic competition.
Or,
I think that's rather a better terminology.
Right, because Mr. Rahman or Mr. Anchor person, it's quite easy to blame China and to accuse China of the new energy overcapacity. It's not only the full industrial overcapacity, but the overcapacity in new energy sector.
New energy sector.
Right. So this kind of accusation, I may say, or criticism with whatever motives behind it, is a kind of manifestation of trade protectionism and also the economic nationalism by the Western countries.
I think China's tremendous rise is also prompting this protectionism, perhaps. They have gone more protectionist about it.
We are against the protectionism. We are
putting up barriers. I think that's wrong.
We are trying
practice.
to overcome, get rid of all the
These
trade barriers.
Yes.
We are really, opposed to the small yards with high fences, right? So this kind of accusation, as I said, is a kind of very easy taken maneuver to curtail China.
No doubt. Excellency, you had certain points to elaborate on this issue.
Okay, all right.
Well,
because according to the Bloomberg analysis, that the export production ratio of the Chinese electrical vehicles at the moment is much, much lower than some Western countries, like we say Germany, Japan, and Korea. And also Chinese EVs, electric vehicles, are not dumped on the global market. We do not do the dumping. And the overcapacity rhetoric really provides, in essence, a kind of pretext, a kind of excuse for some other countries to impose very excessive tariff, very high tariff on Chinese products, on Chinese EVs, and protect their underperforming auto industries and even jobs. So market restriction and the trade limitation of the new energy products will do no good to China and to other countries in need. As we say, that kind of new energy products are warmly welcomed by the global south and developing countries like Pakistan. You need more new energy products like batteries, EVs, photovoltaic products for not only the economic growth, but also for the green developments and low carbon
for fighting
transition,
the ecological problems,
the
environmental
climate,
problems.
Right. So that we, Chinese, we stand ready to work with all parties concerned to uphold the market rules and the fair play. On doing business, actually the Chinese and China, we ask for nothing but a level playing field. That is very important. We ask for the market access. We must ask for fairness. We are against trade protectionism. We are against all the barriers. That we are continuing to contribute to the global energy transition and the green development. We'll continue to do so with taking more countries on board, especially taking the developing countries on board to fight and for the ultimate benefits and the welfare, well-being of human society.
No doubt.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Excellency, during my last 2 year visit to China, we went to a BYD company,
Yes.
electric vehicles. So they were also producing a wonderful products.
EV.
EV.
Right.
EV, yes. And perhaps they have surpassed the Tesla production and sales perhaps.
Thank you for your kind, comments.
that
or
we came
remarks.
to know over there.
Right. Actually, BYD also
One
comes
of
to
the
Pakistan.
Yes.
Also comes to Pakistan.
Yes, the Pakistan delegation was also there.
Right.
Of the EV.
Just a few weeks ago, I believe I got the information from the news report that the BYD is coming to
Pakistan, yes.
seeking a kind of partnership with the local stakeholders, so as to manufacture and export more new energy products, mainly the EVs, to Pakistan and to the regions.
So, Excellency,
So that is good.
it's good. I move to the third question now, and it is about: are there any likelihood of more cooperation between Pakistan and China in the near future? Now, we talk about the CBEC Phase 2 and other things. In which areas are we enhancing the cooperation between Pakistan and China?
Definitely, China and Pakistan are all-weather strategic cooperative partners.
No doubt.
So we are also, iron brothers, good neighbors, and very strong friends and partners. So our cooperation has already been there, and this cooperation or collaboration, or I may say partnership, is not only comprehensive, but holistic, but also quite strategic.
Yes.
Right? Comprehensive and strategic would be a kind of denotations for defining the partnership, the friendship between China and Pakistan.
No doubt.
And we deem our cooperation with Pakistan within the ambit of South-South cooperation.
South to South cooperation.
South-South cooperation, or cooperation among the global South countries. And the ongoing cooperation between China and Pakistan has brought tremendous benefits to our two nations and the two peoples. It is also conducive to keeping peace, security, and stability in the region, the subcontinent. So China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, as Your Excellency mentioned, is also the flagship project in our bilateral cooperation. So CPEC has been trailblazing for more than 10 years. Actually, it's a 11-year trailblazing journey. CPEC has brought to Pakistan so many benefits. And also, it has profoundly shaped the Pakistani socio-economic development. So people deem CPEC as a game changer,
As a game changer.
as a lifeline, program or project. I fully agree with that. During Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's recent visit to China,
The recent visit.
June, actually from June the 4th to June the 8th, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sahib paid a very successful visit to China. That is the
It was
first.
sort of B2B as well as G2G.
Yes, that is, first of all, is the first official visit after the P.M. Lane government, into the office. So 3 months into the federal government, your Prime Minister visited China. And that visit registered a tremendous success. I believe there are 23 MOUs and cooperation framework agreements have been signed in Beijing, together with 32 agreements, MOUs signed in Shenzhen. So that kind of agreements or MOUs are not only government for government, but
to
also
business
yes,
to business as well.
also business to business. So our cooperation, our partnership, we cannot say simply it's B2B or it's G2G. So it's a kind of
A comprehensive. you
yeah,
can
comprehensive, strategic. I mean, say you can say it's a mixed.
say. So,
It's a
Excellency,
mixed
now,
model or mode.
If you allow, we are going for the last break now.
Okay.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much. And we are going for the last break, and then we come back to you. Ji, welcome back. We have with us Mr. Chow Sherin, the Consul General of China at Lahore. So, Excellency, this talking about Pakistan-China cooperation, will it be on the basis of investment, or loans will also be given, or what would be the mode of this cooperation, the coming cooperation between Pakistan and China?
This is a very good question, Mian. Actually, it also depends on the definition, how you define, investments,
I see.
loans. Loans normally provided by the banks, right? Commercial bank or policy banks. But I may answer you in this way. Pakistan is at a very important juncture of social and economic development. Actually, your National Assembly just passed the financial year 25 budget. And Pakistan, your government is now negotiating with International Monetary Fund the new loan, the package of loan, which could be deemed as a lifeline to Pakistan for its economic growth and for its economic stability. So China renders our support to Pakistan when requested and if necessary. China always stand by Pakistan or stands with Pakistan. And we are committed to deepening our bilateral cooperation in all respects with Pakistan. That is why I say this kind of cooperation is not only comprehensive but also strategic to great extent. So in the meantime, we also care about the debt sustainability in Pakistan.
That's
That
a big
is
issue
a
for
very
us.
important issue.
Yes.
That is really concerning the well-being of the people. 240 million
people.
the population
Yes.
of Pakistan. So hence, here comes my answer, which
doubt.
is very short. The future cooperation between China and Pakistan might probably remain on the ambit of both investments and loans, but edging more towards investment and trade. Because
More predominant part is that of investment.
yeah, I believe the key, the essential bulk, the component of that kind of cooperation
Is investment.
would be on investment and trade, because your prime minister has more than once stated to the outside world during his visit to China and after he's returned back from the visit abroad that Pakistan were never ever again asking for loans because you are going to break the beggar's bow, right? So I believe that is the positive measure, right approach taken in the right direction.
In the right direction.
Right. So to further attract Chinese investors and the Chinese investments, I sincerely hope that the Pakistani government, both at the federal and at the provincial levels, may create a more business-friendly and investment-friendly environment for the foreign potential investors, and also try to provide, I do not say foolproof, but enhanced security to Chinese and other foreign investors. that would be very conducive for Pakistan, for your socio-economic growth, development, and also for further deepening this kind of bilateral cooperation between us. Thank you.
No, thank you. Well, Excellency, Gwadar Airport and the hospital, Friendship Hospital, desalination plant, there are 8 projects. And the government of China gave 8 to Pakistan perhaps. So are other 8 projects in the pipeline, or there will be only investment projects in the future?
Right. I can recall that during our previous conversation or meeting, I always say it's quite important for the aid, for the investment, for the trade as the 3, driving vehicles for economic development or growth, not only for a single country.
For a single country.
Yeah, that's right. So back to your question, Mian Sahib, that foreign aid is a very important component of China's foreign policy towards the developing countries, including Pakistan, which aims to help the recipient countries to reduce poverty and to enhance people's livelihood and improve economic growth and social progress, achieving ultimately a sustainable development. Or by 2030, the UN set sustainable development goals. Right. So for China's aid is based on amity, sincerity, mutual benefit, and inclusiveness. We do not attach any single political string when we provide aid to foreign countries. And in Pakistan case, it's the same. And we adopt, actually this time, we are coming about the philosophy, the approach of Chinese foreign aid, the policy. We not only give the fish, there's a very famous proverbial
saying. You train the people to how to catch the fish.
Yeah, that's right. There's a very famous, Chinese proverbial saying, it's better to teach them fishing instead
rather than giving them
the fish. So this is our philosophy when we do the foreign aid to any country, any recipient country. We also do this in Pakistan. That is why we not only, loan the money, we focus more
on technological
transfer, on infrastructure, construction, on the capacity building of the various institutions and the local talents. So this year marks the 73rd anniversary of the diplomatic relations between China and Pakistan. This year also, you may not remember or this. This year also marks the 68th anniversary of China's aid to Pakistan. China's aid provided to Pakistan was not initiated in the same year when China and Pakistan officially established diplomatic relations. It's some years later, not some years ahead. So whether there is any more aid project for China to be provided to Pakistan in the pipeline, I believe you will definitely know or be informed when those projects are getting off the pipeline. But for the Gwadar project, really will provide a lot, not only for the Gwadar port, for the Gwadar region, for the local population, but also for the connectivity, right, for the CPEC, because we always think Gwadar as a kind of jewel on the crown. We have special focus or priority on the development of Gwadar. we wish that could be ultimately developed into a kind of regional hub for business and trade, then making further and more contribution to Pakistan's development and prosperity.
Thank you very much, Excellency.
you.
The time is
Thank
over
you.
now. We
Time is over,
we
okay.
had more questions to ask, but let it be next time.
Sure.
So thank you very much. You spared a lot of time for us, and we are really grateful to you, South Asia Global TV. Thank you very much. And you have heard all these valuable views from Excellency Mr. Chow Sherin, the Consul General of China at Lahore, who heads the Punjab Consulate, and a lot of cooperation projects are in the pipeline. The China has a commitment towards shared prosperity, towards shared destiny of the region and the globe as well. And as far as the question of overcapacity, that is totally unjustified, because China's progress is not being envied. Rather, it's sort of, you can say, a machination, a diplomatic machination, just to trying to give a tough time. But China is making tremendous progress, undeterred by all these machinations. And thank you very much for that.